Hello everyone, Giltar here with a video just covering some of the recent real grade RX-78-2 model kit news from the Shizuoka Hobby Show. First of all, very cool. There's the next real grade kit is apparently a Char Zaku 2, which is very cool. I can't wait to see that. The Zaku family of designs is one of my favorite mecha designs. I just love the look of it. And I don't think that any other kit, or design rather, should have been picked as the second real grade kit. If you're going to take the RX-78-2 as the first kit, definitely you need to have Char to match up with Amuro. So that's really interesting news. Very cool. A completed real grade model here, sample display I guess, at the hobby show. The core fighter, some other information. What else do we have here? A really nice shot of the model kit showing off the inner frame parts. So some of the parts have been removed, some of the armor components, so that you can see the inner frame structure. Basically, it's like a master grade in 1:144 scale, as many have been saying up until now. And still saying, I suppose. What's interesting is that the inner frame structure is on a sort of pre-assembled tree design. If anybody has experience with the Master Grade version 1.5 RX-78-2, or the 1 Year War Gundam, or I think the Perfect Gundam, they all use the same basic design for the inner leg frame, because they're all based upon the 1.5 version of the model kit. And you know, on Too Old for Toys' video, excuse me, he mentioned that, you know, the fact that it's sort of pre-assembled and all you're really doing is snipping off the parts could make some people feel maybe perhaps a little disappointed that they are sort of maybe cheated or robbed from part of the build experience. That may be true, but for myself, I think this is a really pragmatic move. With this kind of pre-assembled structure, it gives the inner frame skeleton more durability, more stability. And why that's important is that this is 1:144 scale. The inner frame skeleton is going to be tiny. So if you assembled all the parts yourself, more likely than not it'll be maybe a little loose, maybe a little more fragile. Having it pre-assembled like this, I think, is a great move, because even if you're not assembling completely the inner frame or inner skeleton, you've got like 200 parts or whatever to assemble, so I mean you're not going to be lacking for the build experience, in my opinion. Some very nice looking white tree parts for the armor bits. Let's see, what else do we have here. Some really great photos of just a display of the real grade model, all the various parts that go into it. Assembled model, more displays of the various parts. Geez, that's a lot of runners. One thing I noticed though, I don't know if you guys caught this yet, but there are some considerable gaps in the leg armor of the model, as you can see there. I don't know if it's just an issue with whoever assembled these display models, or if it's an actual issue with the model kit. I mentioned it before in one of my previous videos about the real grade, was that I did have some sort of doubts and worries about just the sheer amount of small and numerous parts that go into this model kit. Are we going to be running into a model that has loose parts, or you know, just really small, you know, parts that just maybe don't fit well, or if they fit on, they don't fit securely? I hope not. I'm remaining optimistic because it is a really good design, but I don't know. I'm hoping that this is just an assembly issue, that whoever put together the model just didn't do it quite right. Very small Amuro Ray miniature, I think. That's tiny. I don't know if, you know, if I get, you know, I will be getting this model kit, but you know, I don't know if I'll ever paint something this small. I don't know if I could. I don't know if my hands are steady enough, and I don't know if my eyes are good enough. Even with a magnifying lens, I still have to contend with just how tiny it is and the sort of exact movements you'd have to have in order to paint it well. And even if you paint it, you know, who can make it out, you know, all the details? It's pretty crazy. But very interesting that they're including that, which it sort of it nods towards the master grade style of design, where they usually include the pilot miniatures. What else do we have here? Finally, some more photos. A jungle of runners. Some really great looks at the previous incarnations of the RX-78-2 in model kit form. Sort of a history of that mobile suit as model, so that's really great. Something else I wanted to mention, if you guys haven't seen this, I subscribe to a YouTube user called Apron Person, and he's just put up 2 videos seemingly from the hobby show that he takes a hand-on look at the inner frame skeleton. So let's take a look here. So these are all the different runners, and here's the inner frame skeleton. And as you can see, he's only manipulating it with one hand. And he will be showing off some of the articulation. And just the fact that he is able to manipulate it with one hand, he's not being necessarily ginger or delicate with it. He's being careful, but he's not, you know, it looks like the inner frame skeleton is fairly durable, and I do think that is in part due to the pre-assembled nature of the design of that part of the mobile suit or model kit. It's more durable, it stays together a little better, so I'm very, very happy about that. I know my 1-year war model kit, the leg inner frame is great. I mean, I've got no issues there, whereas some of my other master grade model kit that I've assembled, the F91 Harrison Custom, the inner frame is pretty bad on that, but that's an exception. And not everybody has had bad experiences with the F91 master grade. The second video by Apron Person goes over the sticker sheet or decal sheet for the kit. Very interesting, very shiny metallic stickers. Now I don't know if it's just his camera, but the sheet, it looks like a light blue color that is usually assigned to the water slide or wet transfer decals. But anyways, we see numerous stickers. Very interesting. It looks like these gold ones will be used for things like the chest vents. But very, very, very good information overall. As I said earlier, I'm optimistic about the real grade model kit. I'm a big fan of the RX-78-2. It's my favorite lead Gundam by far, and so I definitely will be adding the real grade model to my collection. But again, my one worry is really just the possible looseness with armor parts. If it's a master grade, but at 1:144 scale, you've got small parts, and you know what? So far, Bandai has shown exceptional engineering and production quality in their model kit parts. I mean, everything fits together well. It's very rare to see things like flashing or flash on parts. And you know, I'm just very excited and happy about the prospect of a master grade level design at 1:144 scale. I mean, I didn't point this out earlier, but it seems to be confirmed that the real grade Gundam does indeed have hand designs like master grades, meaning it has a separate thumb, a separate index finger, and then a grouped middle, pinky, and ring finger. So it does have articulation there. It also supposedly has articulation at the wrist. It has, I think, either a ball joint at the wrist or a swivel hinge. So it looks really good. I mean, the theory behind it seems exceptional, seems great, seems very, very exciting for Gunpla fans. But I'm waiting for sort of the execution. Until I get the model kit in my own hands, I won't be able to, you know, form a judgment. Even if I see other people review it before me, like the Japanese reviewers who often get these kits ahead of time, more often than not, I've come across a lot of issues or reports of issues rather that people will say, you know, this is, you know, a bad point about this model kit. And when I finally get a model kit, I don't run into them. For example, the 1:144 scale high grade Universal Century D50C Loto. Everybody was talking about how some Japanese reviewers, a couple of them, had snapping knee joints. When I put mine together, I actually had no problems. When I put my knee parts together for the models, they were smooth. I didn't have to adjust them. But even if I did have to, all you normally have to do is just shave down a few pieces to make sure everything slides smoothly. So yeah, like until I get a model kit or an action figure or any other type of product in my own hands to see it for myself, I really won't judge. But I am, again, I'm really optimistic about it. I'm looking forward to the real grade model kit, and I can't wait to get mine. I pre-ordered mine when it was first announced, so hopefully in July I'll be able to get it fairly soon after its release. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and got something out of it. I'll continue to cover the real great developments as they come out, but for the most part, most of the news is out. I mean, we got, you know, all this, you know, normal accessories. You have the shield, the beam rifle, 2 beam sabers, hyper bazooka. Apparently, the beam saber hilts or grips have, you know, pegs on them so that they can peg into the palms of the hands, which is great. Again, another design point from master grades and I guess perhaps perfect grades. I don't really have any experience with perfect grades, but anyways, I always welcome pegs and ports in hand and weapon combinations. So that's my video on the real grade Gundam. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.